Welcome to the Stanley Park Ecology Society. We're an environmental nonprofit organization. We work in partnership with the Vancouver Parks Board. A big role of what I do is I try to engage people like you, bring people in the community out to do habitat restoration in the park.
And we'll stop there and I'll kind of point out some of the features of Beaver Creek.
That's kind of exciting because it means that we're not just going on interpretive walks. We actually get to touch these things. We actually get to change the face of the park and hopefully improve it in the long run. What we can see here is a really diverse ecosystem. You can see young trees coming up. You can look around the edges of it and see some of those older trees that are in the back that are going to be great habitat for some of those nesting birds that need those higher branches, contrasting with those lower trees where we can have small mammals, amphibians living in there. So this is really prime habitat in the park, and that's actually a result of a windstorm.
4 or 5 of you guys can walk.
The project that we're working on today and over the next few months is actually going into some of these blowdown areas in the park, because while this is great, what happens when you have all this light coming in is invasive species like Himalayan blackberry just have a heyday. And what they can do, unfortunately, is they can suppress the growth of some of the native species.
Because they're invasive, they don't belong in the native land, and so we have to get them out so that the actual native species have space to live and grow.
It feels good to do something for the environment as well. We're benefiting our community.
So this area of North Creek has been used as a campsite and has also been used for people to get down to the creek, which has created some compaction in the soil and some erosion as well.
So we're actually taking the material that is the byproduct of our first problem, the invasive species, and we're using it to solve the second problem, which is the erosion. We're doing a little bit of terraforming to shift where the both water flow as well as debris flow would be.
Learning about being able to repurpose and recycle things from the environment and bringing it back to protect the environment, I think is a really cool concept.
It also helps to remember those skills that we may have forgotten, that are ancient skills such as the wattling of the fences and the crocheting using natural materials.
Now, the netting that we have is kind of the key part of this installation project.
From some of these areas where they're
Okay. We're going to put fresh plantings in of some native species in some of the areas and add some mulch and some leaves underneath the netting and then stake the netting on top. As it's biodegrading, the plants that we've put in are going to root and take over stabilizing the hill.
It's important to the environment because this is one of the creeks that feeds into Beaver Lake, so by restoring it, then we're helping the long-term goals of the Beaver Lake project.
If you spend a day here doing something really meaningful and you kind of see the final project, you realize, oh, you weren't in front of a screen at all today.
We're all living in this world together, so why not make it better for everything that's living here?